instead of ranting about it. And I gave you a lot of mixed feelings, a lot of mixed messages of how I feel about this game. This video will be discussing all of that. And this video might be a little bit longer, so for those of you who do like to watch my videos, thank you for bearing with me. Okay, let's start off with something real quick. Number one, the last video I said I don't compare this to the Second Son. That's why I started to hate it. That's exactly what I'm going to do in this video. Infamous, the whole series, we're talking about the entire series now, starts off like this. Summarize each and every one. Cole McGrath from Infamous 1 and 2 and Festival, well, not including DLCs, except for First Light. Anyway, that's what I was saying. Cole McGrath from Infamous 1 and 2, basically the first game, basically talking about him getting his powers, the origin story. One day he gets a package, the guy tells him to open it, biggest mistake of his life. Basically a miniature nuke in the entire, well, in that section of the city, which I will not be telling you where that is, because if you're an Infamous fan, you should know. Anyway, after getting these powers, he goes to the hospital, Zeke helps him train his powers, and then bam, he's the super lightning hero or villain that we know today. Infamous 1 basically takes place in Empire City. And over the course of the game, Cole takes down different, gang leaders, like gangs, like the Reapers and stuff, blah blah blah. He eventually comes across this guy named Kessler, who, spoiler alert, is basically the future version of Cole. Shocker, right? Well, basically, Kessler has been really screwing with Cole the entirety of the game. Not only does he turn Zeke against him, he kills the love of his life, which happens to be Kessler's wife, in a way. Anyway, let's move on with it. So not only does he turn Zeke against him, screws over Cole, ultimately, by killing Trish, and then killing John, indirectly with the freaking, race sphere. Guess what else he does? He then meet Cole and Kessler fight. And the last thing, because Cole's stronger than him, because in this prime and this is an old dude, Cole kills Kessler. Kessler tells Cole that his entire beast might want to prepare. So he's basically been screwing with Cole the entirety of the game just to prepare him for Infamous 2. Skip a couple of months, because I'm not talking about the comics. Infamous 2 comes out. Basically, everything Kessler said, yeah, that came to fruition in the ultimate way possible. Cole gets the crap kicked out of him by the beast, drains his powers, goes to the entire progression system again, and then meets Lucy Quo, which is basically like an FBI-like agent. Wolf, who made a thing to destroy the beast, which, spoiler alert, also kills all the conduits and cures the plague. We'll be going over that later. The Infamous 2, as we go along, we made some mini antagonists like Bertrand and Staff. Bertrand, basically, he's a conduit, making conduits make him look bad. Similar to Augustine. And guess what else? You kill him with the help of Nyx and Quo and Zeke, which Zeke and Cole are now on pretty good odds with each other. Skip a few subplots later, the Beast talks to Cole. The Beast is actually John White. John White basically says, oh yeah, I kill humans, but I also spell conduits. Cole's like, well, interesting. So, after that, he kind of gets, this whole thing about, should I kill the Beast? Because the entirety of the game is empowering us to take on the Beast. Well, since good call is canon, we're going to canon. Let me talk about that. Cole defeats the Beast using the R5. Trick is, it kills not only the Beast, but all conduits and supposed to cure the plague. Yay! And Infamous 2 comes to an end. Now, you'd think, after a few years later, the Infamous series would be over, because we're not counting a Festival Blood, because that's just some Zeke drunk bullcrap. But guess what they do? They basically give us a conclusive good ending and throw it out the window, and gives us Second Son, which sucker punch. Not only did they screw themselves over a really good and conclusive ending, but then they gave us not one, not two, but 3 or 4 reasons why Infamous Second Son exists, which, not going over them, but basically, to summarize all the reasons combined, the R5 didn't do its job. Imagine your house is on fire, right? And you have a bucket of gas that you think is water. So you pour the gas water onto the house. The flames stop for a second. and then it gets 7 times worse. That's basically what happened with Infamous Second Son. Not only did Cole use the R5 to kill all conduits, but in fact they actually made more conduits. And we don't even know if they actually killed the plague, because there's no plague, but there's conduits. So, Sucker Punch, are we being inconsistent now? Anyway, that's besides the point. Infamous Second Son basically takes place after the good ending of Infamous 2, as I mentioned before. New conduits are made. Delson accidentally touches Hank and gets a smoke power that you see me play. Which, I'm just trying to get more karma, but we're gonna go with missions because I know you guys don't want me to free roaming around the city. But, yeah, as I was saying, Delson accidentally touches a guy named Hank Dutry, which if you don't see his face, is that white dude in the center. Gets his smoke powers. Then after a while, he meets this guy named Abigail, which we'll be talking about her later. Then Eugene then gets those powers and goes after Augustine, who royally screws Delson over, makes Conduit seem like the bad guy so she can seem like the hero, and then, yeah, Delson basically like, well, you a lying mother, and they have a battle, and yeah, that's that. That's basically a conclusive ending, as some people think. In the good ending and evil ending, Delson says that he's going to go back to Curtain K to free all the conduits, and he hasn't done it, leaving room for a sequel. Not only that, Sucker Punch by themselves basically said, oh, this is an origin story. So basically, imagine Bruce Wayne's story, Spider-Man's getting killed, and he's like, oh man, that's the end of Bruce Wayne. Oh, this is the origin story, and then Batman never comes out. That's what they did. They basically took a good story and throws it out the window. You see where I'm going with this now. Now, if you're losing track, basically just run the video, because to summarize it, Sucker Punch messed up the story. They screwed themselves over a good ending, and then made another opening of a series, and they didn't finish it. And then on top of all of that, to put the icing on the cake, they give every side character, every single side character in the game, more of an origin story than the main protagonist. And this is so broken that they not only made in the last Infamous game of the series, they made it longer and semi-better than the main game. And then, basically after screwing with us, I say screw a lot in this video, basically after screwing with us, then they made a new IP address. So, let's man about it, if I haven't done already. Infamous Second Son should not exist. From comparing it to the other ones of story plot lines, yeah, this shouldn't exist at all.
I'm telling you, it's gonna work.
Like, this isn't me being biased towards Cole. No, this is just objectively going over all the Infamous games and basically saying, Sucker Punch, you screwed up. I never knew that a game company could mess up so bad that they not only had a good idea, but they didn't finish it. And then, like, they basically Sonic the whole series. Yeah, Sega reference. We'll be doing another video of Sega later. I just need to download Sonic so we can actually talk about that. To talk more about Infamous Second Son, more reasons why I'm really kind of mad at it is because they basically tied in pieces of Infamous 2 in a DLC that you won't be able to play unless you pre-order the freaking game.
Okay, sending you the picture. I think you blinked.
I don't know. I honestly don't know at this point.
There's your wounds.
So, to summarize it, R5 didn't do his job. It made more conduits instead of killing our conduits. We don't know if the plague that Cole started actually got cured because of the glories of magic. We will never know if the plague still exists because Sucker Punch was too lazy or incapable of making another sequel or a last game of the Infamous series just to finish it up. And then they got scrapped all ideas, leaked it out so people would be excited about it, and then have the powers that was claimed to be quote unquote underdeveloped is because the Sucker Punch ran out of time. That's the only reason why this game isn't as good as it could have been. This is beautiful, as you can see. Look at this. This is gorgeous. But guess
Reg, I got a convoy of dupes heading
how utterly badly they made a new IP address. And I haven't played Super Sakashima real quick, which, if you know me outside of YouTube, the game, the new IP address that they made, yeah, ironically, it's the exact same as Neo, which, if you know me, you know that Neo, me and you don't really sit well together. I don't like it.
Wow. Well,
But hey, Sucker Punch, thanks for bringing us a good game and then not finishing it. I honestly just mad about the whole series in under, how long has this video been going on for? Let me see. I don't know. I don't freaking know. This is a rant. Sorry that I was so blah blah blah, like so much in your face about it, but you know, if you know me, then you know how strongly I feel about, you know, this. So to make it clear, I'm gonna say this right now. I do not like Sucker Punch. I'm fine with it. I'm not in love with it. There was a difference. Alright. Goodbye.